All right, so day one, I have no idea what we're doing in here, but my hope is I'm gonna start tearing this apart, and inspiration will come from that. So yeah, I'd love to say this is my inspiration, this is where we're hoping to end up, but I have zero idea. All I know is I hate this, and I hate this, and pretty much everything. So I'm just gonna start tearing everything out.
For the first time in ages, I wake up and don't hate it. I guess I found some peace. Through the day to the evening, without shouting and screaming.
So this project ended up taking us an entire week. Now, could we have gotten it done in a weekend? Probably, but between myself being pregnant and Bobby with his different medical things and stuff, we really tried to take this slow somewhat. Plus, we just, like I said, did not know exactly what we were doing. So this was day one. I just started by clearing everything out. It's funny because even on day one, things happened that I wasn't expecting. Really, my thought was day one, let's clear everything out and get ready to paint. And it definitely turned into a much bigger project than that.
Give it time, things will settle. Just a face till it's better, yeah. Heard it all before. Even though we were toxic, feels the most when you've lost it. That's just.
I think this is a good sign that sometimes it's okay to start a project when you don't know what you are doing. This had literally just turned into one of those things that this laundry room, even though practical, I just didn't like it. So it was just finally time where I'm like, let's just figure this out. These cabinets were from our old kitchen. When we demoed our kitchen, we took some of the better conditioned cabinets and repurposed them in this laundry room, and it worked great for a while. We've been in this house almost 2 years now, and we've been living with it like this, and it's been fine. I needed the storage, it worked, but definitely was ready to take them down. We did not get rid of them right away though, because I was not sure, like I said, what I was doing, so I wanted to wait and see if we would repurpose them or not.
No matter what I do, I ain't over you. Basement bites in nerve fight.
Now, this is where things started to change. When I started pulling up these baseboards, I knew I wanted to put in baseboards that matched the rest of the house. They had these like they were like hollow plastic baseboards. Never seen them before. They were a pain in the butt to take down just because they were so just like flimsy and stuff. They kept breaking and not coming off in one piece. But this is when I started to like really think about this and wondering if this paneling would be able to come down. The issue I had with this paneling was the previous owner, before she listed the house, she obviously had paid someone to come in and just paint everything white. Walls, doors, everything. The issue is they did not do any prep work before. So we still have doors in this house that need to be repainted because the paint's peeling. As you can see, this paneling, the paint was peeling really, really bad. So I tested a small section on the wall that goes out to the garage right here. And when I noticed that it was just drywall behind it, that is when I made the decision of, you know what? Let's take this down. It's going to save me so much time compared to having to strip the paint off, sand it, and try and refinish these panelings. One thing I highly recommend, though, when you are doing a project like this is clean as you go. The rest of the house, I did not want to be tracking all this dust and dirt throughout it, so I kept my wet vac on me at all times. I think I used this probably 4 or 5 times a day while we were doing this project, just to try and keep as much of the grime in one area as possible. Also, another recommendation, if you're going to put up paneling, whenever I do it personally, I do not glue it in. I try and find the studs beforehand, and I nail gun it into the wall with pin nails. It stays up great. The great thing about doing it that way, though, compared to using adhesive, is eventually you will most likely get sick of it and want to take it down. And the amount of work, luckily in this area, there were only a few places that they used the adhesive, so it wasn't as bad as it could have been. But in the future, when you want to take paneling down, or someone in the future wants to take it down, oh man, the work that goes into just like smoothing out the adhesive, if you can even get it off. Often you have to completely repair the drywall. It is such a headache. Highly recommend just use a nail gun, pin nail it in. I promise it'll stay if you just make sure to hit a couple studs, and it'll save you so much work in the future. Once I did get to this power box though, Bobby took over. He was afraid I was going to electrocute myself, and he wanted to make sure to like turn off the power and not have anyone end up in the ER on this day. And then once I had all that done, it was time to go in with my sander and just sand all of this down. I also filled nail holes, which I don't think I got on video, but filled the nail holes, really spent some time here. This was sped up 16 times, so don't let the speed of this fool you. Definitely take your time on this step. And honestly, there are some areas that definitely could even still be better, but I tried my hardest to really like get this stuff down. I brought in a scraper to scrape off some of the bigger areas, and then here we are the next day, and I was so excited to get paint on the walls. This is the color Snowbound. I actually have this color throughout my entire house. I love it because it's a light neutral, but it's not as stark as like white. It's got a little bit of a warmer tone to it, and like I said, I love this color throughout my entire house. It's kind of hard to see the difference here on film because it is still a shade of white, but absolutely love the color Snowbound. If you are looking for a neutral and you want something that's more on the warm side and not the cooler side, love this color. Highly recommend checking it out. And then after I had a couple coats on, I ended up doing anywhere from 2 to 3 coats on these walls. It just kind of depended on the area. Certain areas was really sucking in the paint, where other areas I was able to just go with the 2 coats. We decided that it was time for baseboards, which I love new baseboards. They always just make an area look so nice. We are moving on to another day though. Like I said, this took an entire week. So yes, lots of outfit changes. I went back and forth with this back wall of what I wanted to do, and found this peel and stick wallpaper at Lowe's. It was from the Scott brothers. What is it? Drew and what's the other guy? I want to say Jeremy, and that is not right. But the Property Brothers, those guys. And I have never used peel and stick wallpaper. I have never wallpapered. So this was definitely very nerve-wracking, but honestly, it was not as hard as I expected it to be. I liked that in some areas I was able to like peel it up if I made mistakes. The only thing I highly recommend, and I didn't realize because I had already like cleaned and prepped these walls, is Bobby had to repair something and there was dust on the lower section of one of these walls from him sawing, and I did not realize it. You really, really want to take a tack cloth and make sure it is completely clean before you use this stuff, because that was pretty sad when I noticed that was the way it was. I also overlapped it always onto the ceiling. That way I knew I could get a nice crisp line. I also know nothing in our house is level. So there was no way I was going to trust the line of the ceiling to be a level area. So by overlapping it, it allowed me a lot more leeway and give. Getting around these outlets though, that was easy. However, the pipes, not as easy, because I wasn't sure if I could like undo them. I'm pretty sure we would have had to turn off the like water to the entire house. So I probably didn't do this right by cutting a slit down it to do it, but that is how I did it, and it looks fine.
Sticks on my body. No, you're just a body. I saw it slowly coming. My belly ache, don't lie. Don't want a violent ending, so say me. How many times you lied about being sober? Always too tired to come over. Lean on my body, never my shoulder. Go back to her and tell that it's over. I saw it slowly coming. My belly ache, don't lie. How many times you lied?
We did end up finding some cabinets at Lowe's that were on sale. So this was one of the ones we picked up, and you'll see some of the other ones coming up here soon.
So ironic. So you on your stories.
All right, so I'm not even sure what day it is on this laundry room, but I figure I'd give you a quick like overview. So we built this wall out slightly. That way this whole thing now is boxed in. Bobby's gonna build doors for it. There's still trim work and stuff that needs to be done. We put this in. It's not going to be completely attached though. That way it can still be moved if needed to get to the water heater. Put this wallpaper up. I think I'm gonna do it on this wall also. But yeah, the past couple of days, this really has been the main project, is boxing this in, putting in a new air vent that's larger because this wasn't getting enough air, and figuring all of that out. But already, just like having it be all one clean coat color is making it so much nicer. This is gonna be so nice for storage. Ooh, there we go. I don't have shelves in there yet because I'm not 100% sure. But yeah. This though has been the biggest thing. It's getting this looking more boxed in so it's not such an eyesore. There's really not much we're gonna be able to do with that. But I think once everything's in, it'll be better.
Lost all my feelings, like a love that I'm winning. So don't smile
I have to say the box Bobby built around the appliances is one of my favorite things that we did in this space. I feel like it made such a massive difference. When you guys see the before and afters, you'll see what I am talking about, but I feel like that just really helped to make this room feel more like a laundry room and less like a utility room. I know someone mentioned, even though I think some people think money like grows on trees at our house because of the suggestions we get. Someone recommended moving our hot water heater and all of our appliances into the garage, which not in the budget, but I actually believe this laundry room used to be a part of the garage. There's a couple little like quirky things about the house that I'm pretty sure have been renovations that have done by the previous owners in the past. So I'm pretty sure this actually used to be a part of the garage. Here in Florida, it's very common that laundry and utilities are in the garage. So that's why I think it. But yeah, moving all of these and getting a new hot water heater and all that stuff definitely was not something we were budgeting for. So yeah. And like I said, I think in the end, it still turned out so good. I'm thrilled with the way this like built out box ended up working. But this is where we ran into a whole nother issue. These were the other cabinets we got. We got a sink base and a regular one, but all of the like piping and cords and everything, this ended up like being a whole nother day of just Bobby trying to fabricate it and make it fit the way I wanted it to. I love my husband dearly. He is like amazing when it comes to handyman work and usually doesn't tell me no, which is nice. Obviously, I don't take advantage of that, but I love that I can kind of tell him like, hey, this is kind of what I'm thinking. Can you make it work? And he at least tries. He always at least tries to make it work. If you follow us on our family vlog channel, you would have seen more of that detailed work, but I left it out in this video.
You're lying next to me with heavy.
All right, so it's another day. If you've been following our family vlog channel, you've seen a lot of the behind the scenes, and yesterday, that was pretty much everything. Figuring out pipe. It was tedious stuff that Bobby was handling. Like I said, if you follow our family vlog, you would have seen that. But I'm going to show you where we're at and what he did get done. Because honestly, video-wise, it looks like we did almost nothing. But it was just like tedious stuff that took all day to figure out these cabinets. So you can see we have the cabinets in. He moved this pipe over. We got all these piping figured out. We did put trim in, so that looks better. And then
I mentioned that I had to do the flooring too.
Oh, he also did the flooring, yes. So those are like all things that I know I didn't record. Like I said, if you follow our family vlog channel, you would have seen. So, you know, on video, pretty much all you saw was me trying to place these, and that was it, because then it turned into everything else. He did cut down the counter on top. We got the wallpaper all set up. So that is what happened yesterday. However, today is our Sunday dinner, family dinner, and everyone's coming over here. The house is a disaster because everything that was in this room is in the rest of the house. So what I'm going to try and do is work on these cabinets. And then I'm going to clean up the rest of the house and try and bring stuff into this room, which you're not going to see.
I want to say I'm never going to do this again, but I live with her, so I know that is not likely.
This was the last big project in this
house. That's why I said I don't ever want to do this again.
You say that after every project, though, and then you like the way it turns out, and then you always end up doing more.
Yeah. Now you make me not want to get a different house because I did all this work.
Whatever.
And you just
I
want
give
me
you
to
a
do
week.
more work.
I give you a week.
A week? Of what?
Of,
Being like, oh, I really like this.
yeah.
I don't spend a lot of time
And then
in
think
this
of
room.
the next project you want to do.
I already know the next project I'm gonna do, but I don't spend a lot of time in this room to just be like, really enjoy this. I really enjoy my TV in the garage, but that I've been using. But it's not like I'm gonna sit in this room unless maybe. No, even if you put a TV in here, I won't sit in here.
This room's for me.
Yeah, this is for you.
So yeah, we are going to put the doors on. And then I'm going to take everything that's in the rest of the house and start putting it back in here. Which I don't think I'm going to put in this video though. I think I'm going to put in a different video so you guys can see that cleaning and organizing. And we'll try and keep this just the laundry room makeover part.
Inside with a heavy heart, I know what I've done, and time is running out for me. If I could, I would turn back time. If I could, I would take it all back. If I could, I would bring back all the memories.
Don't let Bobby fool you. He loves this stuff as much as I do. I swear, every project he gets that way. And then, like, by the time it's done, he's like, oh, this really is nice. And, like, is totally on for the next one. We've already talked about, like, when we get another house, we really want it to be a fixer-upper because we have enjoyed it so much here in this house. But, yeah, he acts like that every time. It's okay. I decided for the hot water heater, because we wanted to make it still accessible, that I was just going to do a curtain with the white, just kind of blend it all together, which actually I think turns out great. That way, if ever needs to be worked on, I can pull that cabinet out, we can take the curtain down, and it's still totally accessible. This was actually Sunday. We do family dinners every single Sunday, and it rotates between our house, my aunt's house, and my mom's house, sometimes my uncle's house if he's in town, and it was at our house this day. So I spent the whole morning cleaning and wanting to just get the house back in order because it was chaos. You'll see the cleaning chaos in our next video, but I did want to show, like, putting all of these different things into the containers. I found these containers on Amazon. They came with the labels. It was awesome. I loved it. For the most part, the labels matched everything I had, except for there wasn't a vinegar label, which I was surprised. I don't know. I use vinegar not all the time, but a good amount in my laundry, especially if I'm dealing with animal stuff or accidents that the kids might have had. So I was very shocked there wasn't a actual label for vinegar. But otherwise, it was really nice because everything had a label.
Here, 'cause I give my all. Oh, no little by little, I pour out my heart. Little by little, here. I'm gonna go everywhere and be myself, I swear. I'm gonna give my all, 'cause I don't care if people will stop and stare.
Now, don't come for me about the dryer sheets. I actually don't use dryer sheets all the time. I have dryer balls and dryer sheets, but these dryer sheets are the pet ones. Love these ones. If you have pets and a furry household, I highly, highly recommend the pet sheets. They work so well. I love using it when I'm cleaning blankets or bedding, anything that has a lot of animal hair in it. They just work perfectly. These glass jars I also really fell in love with. Once again, they came with the labels, they came with the pump, they came with the funnel, everything. Oh, and cute little, like, measuring cups for it. So, yes, love these. The fabric softener, So I am another person that I don't use fabric softener all the time. I go between fabric softener and vinegar. But I feel like, so I have kids of all ages. My kids range anywhere from 11 to 3, plus being pregnant. So we have kids at all stages. There are just times that boys are stinky and you need the fabric softener.
All right, so I'm installing a new sink. We got a black sink. It's an all-in-one kit you can get from Lowe's. I have to cut the countertop, so I'm trying to measure it out. So this line is the very edge here, but we want this to be on top of the countertop, this ledge. So it goes slightly further out, so I need to clear this side piece here. So I gotta measure about 5/8 of an inch out on each side. So that's what I gotta do, and that's what I gotta cut out so this can sit on top of the countertop. So it won't be like a sunken in, sink. It'll be slightly over, but that's kind of the effect we want. Should look pretty neat when it's all done. So yeah, we'll see. And then we have our choice of either our current black faucet or this one, since it was an all-in-one kit, came with a chrome one. So we have our choice. They're both very similar, just a different manufacturer, but very similar in design. So either one, it just kind of depends on what look Cambriea wants to go with.
I have to say, this sink was one of my favorite things to go in. I really felt like it pulled a lot of the stuff together. And since we did have a decent amount of black accents, I just really liked it. I decided to go with open shelves. I go back and forth with open shelves. Like, I love the look of them. But for me, like, if I'm going to do open shelves, it better be pretty. Like, I don't want it to be chaos. So that's why having that pantry style cabinet was a big deal, because I needed hidden storage. Not everything is going to be pretty and I want an open shelf. But using the glass jars, I love that I was able to put my sewing machine up there. I don't use it on a regular basis, but it's one of those things of like, I need a sewing machine because when you need it, you need it. And I love that I was able to display it in a really pretty way and it still worked. And then I was able to still get everything I use on the regular up on these shelves. They looked beautiful, but still like have the adequate storage. But my biggest thing with deciding open shelves over cabinets is this is a small space. So I didn't want it to feel cramped. I wanted it to feel as spacious as possible. So that was my choice of doing the open shelves. But like I said, I would have decided on cabinets if I didn't have enough storage, because especially when it comes to a laundry room, like there are times you just don't want to see everything. Like you have the extra, for us, we have extra paint in here. We have extra cleaning supplies, paper towels, laundry rooms are often just a catch-all space. So I highly recommend, if you're trying to decide what to use, base it off of storage first. If you have enough storage, then you can go for some pretty open shelves. But if you don't, go for the cabinets all day, every day. I didn't love the way the water, though, and this outlet looked. So I just picked up this pretty little basket right from Walmart, and it worked perfectly to hide those. And then I just put my softener, my detergent, and the dryer sheets right there. I wanted to keep them at lower level because these are what we grab for most often. But also, like, I know for grandma, she can't reach that top shelf. So I wanted to make sure that those were easy to get at. Love the light fixture Bobby ended up putting in. We did end up painting the ceiling as well. I did not show that on here either. But if you were wondering, we ended up painting the ceiling as well. And then I have been obsessed with these washable rugs from Amazon. And this one was no exception. Absolutely beautiful, super soft. And I love that I can just throw it into the washing machine.
You didn't act like a friend that night. Maybe that's why it felt so right. Do I really need to spell it out for you?
All right, so the last big part of this project, Bobby just got done building the doors. So he's got it all framed out. And then I had leftover, or not leftover, I didn't end up using it, caning that we're using at the bottom. That way there's still the airflow to get into the unit. But yeah, looks pretty good. Now he just has to figure out how to hang it, and then I can paint it. That one's actually a little bit easier to see because I don't have it taped yet. I haven't decided yet if I'm painting the centers or not yet, so I taped this one. I'm gonna paint just the trim and see what I think. If I don't like it, well, then I just paint the whole thing. But that's kind of what it's gonna look like. Hold on, let's open the door, then I can step back and you can actually see it better. There we go. So yeah, now Bobby just has to figure out how to hang it. So we are on the final day of this laundry room makeover. You can see Bobby got these hung. I got one coat on this because we were trying to decide if I was going to paint the inserts or not. I am, but I am leaving the bottom. So I have to paint these. We have to get hardware on the cabinets, and then I have caulking that needs to be done. Now that the counter is fully in, I need to caulk the seams. Just finishing detail work on all of this, and then maybe go to the store and see if I can find something to put on that wall. But like I said, I'm not going to stress about it. If I don't find something, I'm not going to like force something to work over there.
So why you trying to hide your curiosity when I know you call my name out in your sleep? Tell me, friend, can't you see you're in love with me? It's obvious.
So one of my like best friends here, Jessie from Jessie at Home, love her dearly. We have known each other for years, talk on Marco Polo all the time. But you guys may not know, her husband actually works with HVACs. So she asked me right away if we had the venting for our system. So what I ended up doing is this caning I had bought way back when we did the kids' bathroom, and didn't end up using it. And it ended up working beautifully on these doors. Love it. And it gives that airflow that you definitely still want for your HVAC system. So yes, Jessie, definitely listened to you, and I got that done. I'm always very thankful. When we moved down here, there's actually a couple things that I asked her to ask her husband to like give us some ideas, because we were learning on a lot of things that really, really came in handy. But on this day, this was the final day. So it was a lot of just like little tedious things, getting extra paint in, hardware on, which if you are ever second guessing hardware, I highly recommend doing it. I always explain hardware being like the jewelry of an outfit. You can have a bomb outfit, but often it's that jewelry that really gives you that complete pulled together look. I feel like that's what hardware is to cabinets. Often they look beautiful without it. You're like, oh, do I really need it? Like, I love the way this looks. I highly recommend going with the hardware, because so often I like second guess it and then I get it on and I'm like, yes, this was literally exactly what it needed. And once again, don't be afraid of trying something new. I definitely know projects have gotten better over time as I've learned what I'm doing. And a lot of times they're like, it'd just be easier to hire someone. But especially nowadays in this economy, everything costs so much more that I always highly recommend trying something new. It can feel overwhelming, but I promise it feels so good to do it yourself and look and be like, wow, I did that. But now for the best part, all the befores and afters. Like I said, I love the way this laundry room turned out.
We wish that we had, yeah, it's almost cruel, 'cause I want her to. Oh yeah, I'm running in circles just to make her react. My heart is racing, yeah, I want her so bad. I wanna kiss her, but I know for a fact that she's way too cool, but I want her to. Oh yeah, ripped skinny jeans and tattoos on both her ankles, 21 pilot t-shirt. Got some stuff. Goddamn, she's so fly. Knows how to write a good song. At least better than this.
Well, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you for watching this video all the way to the end. You guys are so greatly appreciated. Also, let me know in the comments below what your favorite part of this video was. I'd love to hear it. And if you're new here, I'd love if you would subscribe. Like I said, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with a friend. But I'll see you guys next time. Bye.